You can see if it shows up good enough. All right,
It shows up good enough.
Letter A. So this says find each sum or difference, then label and state each rule. Well, how about Jordan, you do like the left side and Davin, you do the right side, so you're not on top of each
Yes,
other.
ma'am.
Give you the little lines to draw your fractions. So Jordan's got 3/6 plus 1/6. That's going to equal 4/6. Good. Davin's got 8/8 minus 3/8.
Oh my.
What is that? What is that? No, it's only 0. Your denominator stays the same when you subtract, okay? So it stays as an 8. Ooh, that's a sloppy 8. Can you color in 5 little boxes? Okay, and then Jordan, you got 8/9 minus 5/9 is 3/9.
Wait, what?
That's good. Because that one's subtraction.
Yeah, I thought it said 9. 9 minus 5 is 3.
What? We have 6/7 minus 1/7.
That's plus,
Or plus.
Oh, that's plus.
There you go. Yeah, when you add and subtract fractions, your denominator stays the same. You don't do anything to it.
I used to.
That's good, Jorian. That's all good. You can go ahead and fix the know how well. We might just want to use block markers because it doesn't show up very well on the camera. All right, good job, Davin. You can pick somebody too, okay? Y'all did good on that. All right, let's look at letter B.
Please don't erase baby.
Yeah, let's not use the neon ones because it's hard to see it on the camera also. So. No, I think there's, no, they're good. Yeah, so yeah, like you do these two and he'll do those two. So yesterday we had a problem like this, but it was opposite. So yesterday we were finding.
No, this is divided. Oh.
Yeah, yesterday we were multiplying to find equivalent fractions, and today we're just doing the opposite to simplify the fraction. So you're just dividing. All right, so this is good job, guys. Y'all can both pick one.
None.
Jay, all right. Okay, I'm going to scoot this up a bit. So you can do 2 of these, Bobby, and then Jalen, you can do the other 2. So we're just finding the sum or the difference. Good. Oh, but look here. So you can't do 0 minus 5, so you're going to need to borrow. So don't forget to borrow. Your other one looks good, but let's just fix that one real quick. So you're going to have to borrow from the 1. There you go. Good job. All right. Let's see. See if y'all can vote somebody. Yeah, y'all can both pick someone. We'll do letter C.
Rebecca.
I can do it, it's fun. Right. All right, describe each model with a decimal. So we have a fraction shaded, we're just gonna write it as a decimal. Rebecca, so if I have this color shaded and this color shaded, how many holes are shaded? So then 2, not 1. And then on this one, you've got 1 hole shaded, and then you have 3/10 shaded, but you also have 1 hole. There you go. And Emily, those look good. Let's say these real quick, okay? What is this number?
1 5/10.
Good. And this one is 1 9/10. And then we've got 1 3/10 and
2/10.
2, or 2 0/10. She just wrote 2. If she wanted to write the decimal and the 0, it's still right. It doesn't change it. So whichever way you want to write it, it's fine. All right. Let's see. Okay, y'all can both pick someone. We'll make it work. Because we can work on, we can have somebody work on 3 and somebody work on 4.
Alex.
Why don't you start on number 3, Alex? And then Dante, you can work on 4. Jorian, will you read number 3 for us, please?
The diagram shows that angle X and angle Y from a 90 angle. If the measure of angle Y is 40, what is the measure of angle X?
All right, good. And we haven't covered this unit yet, but we can still do it. We can figure it out. We're basically just looking for the missing number. So even if you don't know that a right angle is 90 degrees, they tell you that both of those together are 90. We know that Y is 40, so he just subtracted to find the missing number. So we got 90 minus 40 equals 50 degrees. When you see the little circle, you say degrees, okay?
Okay.
All right, good job. Buen trabajo. You can pick someone, and let's see what Dante's got going on. How about Justin, will you read number 4 for us while he's working on it?
Brandon and his friends are going to paint a decagon.
A dodecagon?
A dodecagon on the floor of their clubhouse. If each side of the figure is 8 inches long, what will be the perimeter of the figure in inches?
All right. Dante, how do we do perimeter? How do you find perimeter of anything? How do we, y'all help him, how do we find perimeter?
Length times width.
What, no, that's area.
No, add all
You add up all the sides. You add up all the sides, okay? So on this one, look, it says that each side is 8, so every side is the same. So why don't you count up how many sides are there? No, baby. Look, if I was gonna do this, there's a bunch of sides, so I'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you do it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 sides. I would do that and put the mark because there's so many sides, it's kind of a crazy shape that I don't like lose track. So if you have 12 sides and each side is 8, you can just multiply instead of doing 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. You don't even have to label them all, baby. Let's figure out what's 8 times 12. So Dante, what's 8 times 10? Count by tens. 80, okay? So if you know that 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, but I need to know 8 times 12. So what's 8 times 2? 8 plus 8.
16.
16, so then you can just add those up. So what's 80 plus 16? And there you go.
Good
Yeah.
job, Dante.
Good job. That's what I like to do with the 12. Sometimes you can think, okay, well, what is, if I have 7 times 12? Well, 7 times 10 is 70, and I know 7 times 2 is 14, and then you can just add those together if you can't remember. Okay, I think we have one more.
3 more.
Oh, we gotta do this Fortnite. Okay, y'all pick somebody quick. Fortnite. All right, who's going? Pick somebody, Dante. Who do you pick?
You did. He said Macy.
And who else was up here?
Alex was up there.
Alex. Pick somebody quick. All right, because I should just wait a second. I'll let Macy do this. Actually, I could scoot it over. You need to get moving. Yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead and come up. They'll kind of move. Okay. Yeah, you're doing our Fortnite. Okay, so Macy says, Martina learned that a fortnight is equivalent to 2 weeks. So make sure you circle your key things here. So a fortnight is equivalent to 2 weeks. How many days are equivalent to 2 fortnights? What does equivalent mean? Equal. Balanced. So Macy, how many days are in 2 weeks? 14. Okay, I would write that down. Now, I don't want to know how many days are in 1 fortnight. I want to know how many are in 2 fortnights. So you need to either do 14 times 2 or 14 plus 14. And then Kasasha's working on hers. The table shows the number of times that 25 students visited a museum in the last 3 years. How many students visited a museum more than 3 times in the last 3 years? All right, Macy, you got that? Good. And then Kasasha, what are you looking at? What part of the chart are you going to be looking at? It says more than 3 times.
Students.
Okay, yeah, we're looking at the students, but what part of the chart shows more than the number 3? Does that include the number 3, y'all?
No.
No, we just want to know more than 3. Macy, you can sit down, you're good. So what part? Okay, so that is this more than 3? Is this more than 3? Is this more than 3?
No.
No. So we're looking at everything except for this. So it says how many, so what do you think you need to do?
Subtract.
Girl, how many? We're looking for how many students? I'm not looking at this number. I'm looking at these 3, and I want to know how many are there. So what should you do? Y'all help her out. Add them up quickly. There you go. That's it. Easy peasy. Good job. All right. Y'all can put that in your take-home folder and then just get out your journal. And you're going to need your whiteboard and your marker, okay? All right. Hi, Brock. Hi, Sean. We're going to get started. Today, we're still doing multiplication. We're going to just review some of the different ways that we've learned how to multiply and some different ways to show multiplication. So just get out your journal. If you have a whiteboard, get that out. And we're just going to do some practice together, okay? Yeah, get your journal, but you also need your whiteboard too because we'll do some practice on there. All right, we ready to roll? Heads down. All right, come on, Chase. Chase, come on, baby. You should have got your book then, like before the day even started. No. So Alex, pass out a little sheet to you. We're gonna work our way through some task cards. We're gonna do 3 of them together. That's why I went ahead and gave you the little answer sheet. But then some of you already saw there's little task cards all around the room. So you're gonna end up finishing them on your own. So you don't need to glue anything in. We're just gonna draw something in our journal, okay? All right. So we've been on multiplication for 2 weeks now. What different ways have we learned how to multiply? Could Adrian? The box method, or you might say like the area model. Okay, and then what other way, Jorian? Okay, so that's one of the ways that we can like represent our multiplication. We're gonna do that today too. What else, Alex? Okay, and we're gonna go over one of those properties of multiplication. We're gonna look at the distributive today. What's another way that we learned how to multiply? Macy? So that's another property we learned. How else can we multiply? We can use the box method, or we can do what? Justin? You already said that. Jaylene? We're not going to skip count these big numbers. The standard algorithm, the standard method, the way that most of you have been multiplying. So we're going to look at the standard way. We're going to look at the area model. We're going to do a strip diagram. And we're going to estimate too, okay? So let's do this. All right, this first little card, it says, which of the following is the same as 723 times 2? I'm not going to show you the answer choices right now because we're going to just figure it out on our own. Our answer is going to be distributive property. So we have 723 times 2. Let me move this. We're going to write it just in the middle of your page. Let's write this problem because we're going to show it different ways around the chart. I'm going to go with pink. So I have 723 times 2. I'm going to put a little bubble around mine because we're going to show it in different ways. Okay? Yeah, do that in your journal. I mean, whatever. Mine's like a little cloud. You can just however you want. But I want you to draw it in the middle of your page so you can do things around it. first, let's show a different way to represent this. So I like the strip diagrams, and you're going to see a strip diagram on your next test, so it's good for you to be familiar with it. This one is actually really easy to draw a strip diagram for. So let's draw a rectangle. I'm going to come up here and do it. And I'm going to draw this one different than the one I drew for daily rigor. If I have 723 times 2, how many boxes should I draw in my strip diagram? Emily, what do you think? 2, right? Because it's not going to make sense to try and draw 723 little boxes. That's not going to work, okay? So this is a good one to do a strip diagram for. So we just need to split it into 2 boxes. Easy peasy. What number do I put in the boxes? Right, because that's what we're multiplying. So I put it here, and I put it here. Now I don't know the answer yet, and usually when you see these on a test, it's going to be more of like match the equation to the strip diagram or match the strip diagram to the equation. And the other day when we looked at equations, I said, for the missing number that you don't know, they'll just put a letter. So I don't know, Scout, give me a letter. S, that works, okay? So I'm gonna say, my equation, let's write this down. S equals 723 times 2, because I don't know the answer yet. So on my strip diagram, this was the other way I said you could do it with a little fancy line. I can put my S here to show that these together are going to be my product, okay? Thumbs up if you're good with that. Okay, those aren't, they're not too bad. I like them. I think they're fun. All right, next, before we actually multiply the number, why don't we estimate the product? Okay, so let's come over here and we're going to estimate it. Estimate means to do what? Round. So estimate means round, and I always round first because it wouldn't make sense to do the hard math and then redo it in an easier way. So we round first. So I'm going to write my 723 times 2. And let's round this to the nearest hundreds place because that's going to make it the easiest. Because then we'll just have 2 zeros and it'll be easy multiplication. So I underline my 7 and I'm going to look over here at the 2. Does 2 go up or down?
Down.
Down. So the 7 stays the same.
7 zeros.
Yep. So just come over here and draw a little arrow and I've got 700. Do I round the 2?
No.
No, because it would round to 0, right? And then I wouldn't have anything to multiply. So when you're multiplying by a 1 digit, you don't round the 1 digit because it's not going to work. So the 2 stays the same. That's an easy enough number to work with. I showed you guys how I like to set these up, how I was taught to just hang the zeros off the side. So I know that 7 times 2 is what?
14.
It's 14. And then I have 2 little zeros to just bring down.
1,400.
Yeah, and so now we'll do the actual math and we'll see if we were close at all. No, we're gonna do it together. Don't worry though, you'll get to do some nice. Okay, next let's do the area model first, okay? Because that one kind of breaks it down. So let's come down here, we'll draw a box. And since this one we're multiplying by a 1-digit number, it's actually going to be more of like a rectangle.
Okay.
So I'm going to do how many digits are in my number?
3.
So I need 3 boxes. And think of this, it's the same as your expanded form. Jamie, and how will this number break down to go on the top? How do I break down 723?
700 in the first one, then 20 in the second one, and 3 in the last one.
You're so smart. So I have 700, I have 20, and I have 3. So 700, then 20, then 3.
Don't need the plus signs.
You can put the plus signs if you want. You don't have to put little plus signs, but you can. And then I'm just multiplying by 2. Well, that's already broken down. It's just a 1-digit number, okay? All right, so what's 7 times 2? 14. And then how many zeros do I have? 2. So I just put on the 2 zeros. And then I have 2 times 2.
4.
What's 2 times 2?
4.
All right, wake up. 2 times 2 is 4. And how many zeros do I have here? Just 1. And then last, 2 times 3 is 6. Now, we're going to take it a step further because yesterday you talked about distributive property, and that's what our answer choice is going to look like. The distributive property, all it is just writing out what we just did, okay? So first we multiplied 700 times 2. So we put 700 times 2. It's just writing out the steps because I think that this property is probably the one that gets most confusing and that students usually have the most trouble with. But if you just look at it like this, oh, it's just really saying the steps that I did in the area model, it kind of makes it more simple. So I did 700 times 2, and then I did what? 20 times 2. And just remember your parentheses. And then the last thing I did was what? What's the last thing I did, Rebecca? What do I multiply last?
3 times 2.
3 times 2. Okay. We'll look at that task card in a second and see if we get it right. So to find my answer now, what do I do?
Add them up.
Add them up. So y'all can add them up. I'm going to add mine up here so I have room. Go ahead and add them on your paper. Let's see what you get. So 1,440 and 6. Okay. Got it. Okay, good. All right, y'all got this. Good deal. Alex, what'd you get? That's good. I got it. Yeah, y'all did really good on that. And it's pretty simple addition. We've got the 6, and we've just got the 4 to bring down. Everything was just kind of by itself. All right, the last thing we're going to do, we're going to show it in the standard method, okay? That way we get a little practice at everything. So let's write it over here one more time. 723 times 2. Was our answer close to our estimation?
Yeah.
It was pretty close. All right, this one's pretty simple because we just have to multiply by 2. So let's see. Davin, what do I do first? And what does that equal? Okay. And then what do I do next, Jaylene?
You multiply 2 times 2.
And what does that equal?
4.
Good. And then what do I do last, Stephen?
2 times 7.
What does that equal?
14.
He's so smart. And then we checked ourselves, so we know we're right. We did it twice, and we estimated. All right? Thumbs up if you feel good about that. Good. Let's look at the task card and see what the answer was, and then I'm going to have you do one with a partner.
It's so bright.
And if you get a question about distributive property, this is usually what it's going to look like. Like you're never going to be forced to work out something with distributive property. It's more of like, can you identify, can you match it up? So let's look at our answer choices. Put up like a 1, 2, 3, or 4 for A, B, C, or D. What do you think? Yeah, it's 1. And it's what we wrote here. It matches perfect. Same as that. See? Good job. All right. Let's look at the next one. So now I want you to do, we're going to do one with a partner. So you can use your whiteboards for this. Oh, and so that was number 10. On your answer sheet, you'll put A for number 10, okay? Number 10 is A on your answer sheets. We just did it together. Okay. This one says, which equation represents the area model to the right? We can go ahead and answer this, and then I'm going to have you show your multiplication. If I'm reading this area model, what problem does this show? What problem does this here show? What do you think? Somebody who hasn't gone. Bobby, what do you think? What multiplication problem does this show? 13 times 11. So put that on your whiteboard. And with your shoulder partner, this is what I want you to do. I want one of you, or you can work together on it, either way. But I want you to show me the standard way, and I want you to show me the area model, okay? With your partner, work out 11 times 13 with the area model in standard method. Ready, set, go, and I'll come check. It's 11 times 13. Area model and standard form. And at home, you can do this on your whiteboard or in your journal, whatever you have, okay? So just 11 times 13, try to show it both ways. Talk with Rebecca, okay? So y'all can work it out together. All right, y'all work together. Be a good partner. So both of y'all should be doing one. So you did that already? I mean, y'all are working together. So it kind of saves you some work. So just finish the, you already did standard, finish the area model and y'all be good to go. Yeah, kind of saved all the work. One of us did sweet. Oh, that was fantastic, good job. Y'all ready to get some points today. Okay, so this group and then Jamie and Bobby, y'all can go ahead and pick your answer choice. What did you guys finish? So pick the right answer choice. Good, y'all are good. So pick your answer choice. That's good. How about you guys? Okay. How you guys doing? Are you doing the box method? You already did. Y'all can work together on box Y'all done? Y'all work together real quick and do it the standard way. Okay? Put your heads together and do it. Write it down. All right. All right, waterfall. Y'all did really good on that. So what was the answer?
143.
So what's the answer here? B. So 23 is B. Put it on your answer sheet, okay? All right, we're going to do one more at your table, and then you're going to get up and scoot around to do the rest, all right? All right, waterfall.
What number?
This one. This is on your own, but at your seat. Work it out whichever way you prefer. If you like standard, do standard. If you like area model, do that. Says the product of 375 and 8 is 2,000. Is that true or false? So you just need to multiply to figure out, is that true or false? So it's 375 times 8. Work it out whichever way you like. And then I'll check it, and then you can start on the rest of your task cards. Throw out another point for this one too. I know it's Thursday. Try to get you a little pride. Good. So fill in your answers for 20, and then you can start on the cards that are around the room. Just take this one card with you. When you guys start on your task cards, we're doing this just like the last time we did it, where it's just one person per task card, okay? There's plenty of them to where you can have your own. There's scratch paper over here, so if you want scratch paper, you can get it, or if you want to use your whiteboard, that's fine. Right. Good, so just put your answer for that question, and you can get up. Is it easy? Oh. When? Do both. Yeah, do both. Okay. Yeah, so y'all can get up and get started. That was number 20. Y'all are doing good with these. There's a Chase. Where'd you go? All right, we're going to get up and scoot around the room. There's little task cards everywhere, okay? And Miss Robinson and I will both float around and help you out if you need it. All right, guys, you have an assignment that is the same as what we're doing here. You can look on your Google Classroom, just go under math, and it's like the task cards that we did yesterday. It's just a different set. So get on there and just do your best on those, please, and make sure you get your exact path time in today. And I hope you have a good weekend. Let us know if you have any questions. We'll see you later. Bye.